Hi, my name is Jay and I'm from Kenya. A few years ago, my spoken English was pretty bad and I found it really challenging to express myself in English. But then I found a way to become fluent in English and I managed to do that while in Kenya. The method I learned and used can be used at home, anywhere in the world. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how you can do the same. The most important step to becoming fluent in English is passive listening. I used to do this one a lot. Passive listening. Passive listening is listening without the need to give feedback or any opinion. You're just listening passively. What passive listening does is it enables you to consume the English language without the pressure of speaking it. And it also helps your brain to familiarize with the English language. I want you to remember the first time you heard a different language from your native language, I'm sure it sounded very strange. And that is how English will sound to you the first time you hear it. It will be so strange because you're not used to speaking English. You're used to speaking a native language. It is a strange language to you right now. But the more I kept listening to English, the less strange it got. So the more you keep listening to English, the less strange it'll get for you. This is what I used to do a lot when I started my English learning journey, passively listening to English. Just indulging in the English language and consuming it as much as possible. I used to listen to English podcasts and not just podcasts that had conversations. When you listen to a conversation between two people, you're not listening to learn the English, you're listening to understand what they're saying. In this case, you will be able to listen passively without the pressure of learning or speaking. And in time, English will start becoming an automatic language in your brain. I also used to watch a lot of movies. I still do. But I watch specific movies that I can understand the storyline, movies that I can understand the English pretty well and go along with the storyline. I also listen to English songs. I mostly listen to pop songs just because I could relate to the songs and the songs are like pretty easy to understand because they use simple English. Most pop songs just talk about daily life and that's why I could relate easily to the songs, which made it even fun listening to them. Another thing I used to watch is vlogs. I used to watch a lot of YouTube vlogs and this is the one thing I highly recommend if you want to start learning English. Vlogs are really natural. Someone is just speaking naturally and not reading text. And when someone speaks naturally of their natural life, their daily routine of their daily lives, it is very much easy to relate. Most humans share pretty much the same daily routine. The second habit that helped me become fluent in English is a habit called repetition. Repetition is a very strong and useful tool if you want to become good at any skill, including the English speaking skill. Repetition is doing one thing over and over again. Compare this to kids while growing up. When a child is born, their minds are blank. They know no language, they know no one, they know nothing basically. But as the child grows up, it adapts to the environment around it, especially the language. Children first learn the language that their parents speak because they hear the words repeatedly. A child learns a word because it hears it repeatedly over and over again. And that's why most repeated words at home are maybe like mom, dad, or maybe just something that is repeated every single day is the first word that a kid will memorize or will master. The word has been repeated several times until it is stuck in the kid's brain. And that's why repeated listening and speaking is very important when it comes to becoming fluent in English. The more often you listen to English, the faster it becomes comfortable and familiar in your brain and your mind, and it becomes automatic to you. And for repeated speaking, I used to do this one habit, and that is intentional speaking practice. Intentional speaking practice. And when I say intentional speaking practice, I don't say speaking to yourself or speaking to the mirror or speaking to another English learner. No, because when you do that, it may be helpful, it may help you speak, but it will not help you learn new vocabulary because you cannot learn new vocabulary from yourself or another new English learner. What I used to do for intentional English practice, which helped me learn new vocabulary and proper grammar, is a technique called shadowing. shadowing. Shadowing or imitation. More specifically, imitation. Imitation is repeating what someone says exactly how they say it. And I used to do this one a lot when it comes to learning English. What I do is I download an English video of a native speaker speaking, or maybe just watching the news, or maybe just watching an English movie. I'd pause and I'd listen carefully to a sentence, to a phrase, or to a word, and then I'd repeat it exactly how that person said it. I'd start by imitating a word, then I move to a phrase, then I move to a sentence. This is a very effective method of learning new vocabulary, of learning proper grammar, and of learning how to speak properly in English. And you get to go at your own pace. You can start easy by just memorizing the words and imitating the words, and then you can move to a less easy one or a harder one by imitating the phrases, and then you can move to a difficult or a challenging one by imitating a whole sentence. And this will help you so much in improving your pronunciation, your speaking skills, learning new vocabulary, and learning proper grammar. These are the three methods, the three habits that I had to adapt and use in order to become fluent in English at home without paying any tuition fees, without going to English speaking countries. And that is what I'm still doing to improve my English speaking. So if you want to become fluent in English at home, wherever you are in the world, all you gotta do is apply these three simple habits. And without being said, let's catch up in my next video. Bye bye.